Hello and welcome back to Deadfire. I have done a little bit of inventory management since last time, and basically I've changed a little bit of what we've got on. So basically just moving things around. Wait, what? Why do we have those? Oh, because it had dexterity on it. That's why I saw it. We do also have a heal, which is pretty good, although those should probably go to Zoti. But the dex is so good that I thought we should have them for just now. I just looked at our current group. I didn't go any further than that. So I'm just going through them right now, showing you what we have. I do want to upgrade this. Now, this is our armor. I feel like we should take Lucky on here. 5% chance to ignore attack. It uses ingredients we have a lot of. And it only costs 3,000, so yes. That's just so good. The rest I'm not too worried about. Disengagement attacks we never disengage. With this character, crit damage, doesn't matter. Armor rating increase. Now, we also can pretty much afford this one without any consequences as well, so I don't see any reason not to. Does that give us +3 more? That's also useful to know. So right now, we got exceptional +2. This will probably replace that. That gives us 1 armor rating. Let's have a look at that. Oh, you can then upgrade it to legendary. That costs a little bit more, but yes, now we only have superb 3. So we could upgrade it again, but I'm not going to, because we might find better armor at some point. But that is useful to know. Anyway, we'll have a look at that. I did also want to upgrade this, I think. Yeah, this bow we can upgrade to the next level as well, without any real problems. We'll upgrade that. Legendary, we can upgrade it as well. How much money do we have now? We do have more than enough. Given that I think we're going with this bow for the foreseeable future, definitely going to upgrade it. Right, so we now have a top level bow in terms of it. It goes up to 44 damage. We should be destroying people with this bow. Absolutely destroying. Here's Takehu, in case you're wondering. He has a couple of different things on him as well. I gave him the bolt catchers for the melee weapon stuff. That will then do shock damage. So I felt that seemed good. If he hits with his hands, he then can do shock damage. Also gives him crackling bolt, which might be useful. And I gave him the Storm Runner, a Storm Turner cloak, just because somebody should have had it, and he had a basic cloak on. I then also gave him the pistol, so the Arcane Blaster. The reason I gave him this is because it actually does quite well, even though it's very. It doesn't need a lot. It does raw damage, so from that it will hit most things and do damage, which is pretty much what I want from it. I was also considering upgrading it. I think we should take this one, the Fractured Bullet, because it's just a chance for it to split into multiple projectiles, which seems very, very good, and it doesn't cost very much. Then we could go for an Elemental thing, where it would have a chance to Petrify, Knock Back, and Interrupt. I don't really like Knock Back, so add burn damage. I think the chance of Petrifying on scoring a hit is amazing, so I'm going to take that as well. It does use one of our Regents, but Regents I think are just, I think they're easy to get. From what I can understand. I also gave him the pike. Now, the reason I gave him this one, even though he's not good with pike currently, is the special effect. I felt it needed a melee weapon, one, because he keeps going into melee when in his shark form, turning it out of shark form, and then being stuck in melee range. So now what he has is he has the pike, which gives him wood skin, which will then give him extra armor, potentially, if he drops below a certain level. It's not amazing armor, but, you know, it might just keep him alive. We have Edier here. Not too many changes here. Just gave him... I think what I actually gave him. Did I actually end up giving him anything? No, I think actually with Edier I decided to give him nothing. I did see if we had a better hat, but we have no hats currently. I must have sold them. We need to remember to use hats, pretty much. Seraphim? I think I don't know why I actually gave Seraphim. Oh, I think I gave him boots, because he didn't have any. Oh, and I also gave him their immune to push and pull stuff. And I gave him the Soul Void to give him extra intellect. And it also gives him the effects of White Leaf, which I'm not sure it's a good idea, but I gave it to him anyway. And then we have Maya, who I filled up everything with these blue items because she had nothing, pretty much, on any of that. Right, I did also notice that her armor gives her better stuff with a reload time of Arbalist, Arquebus, and Crossbow. We should probably try and find her one then. That was not what I meant to do. I meant to click on that a little bit there. Low Profile. That's the one I want to get for her. Costs very little, but it's 5 deflection against ranged attacks, is what it says, but increases with stealth skill. She has a lot of stealth skill. That's a lot of deflection against ranged attacks. And given she's ranged, that's all that's going to be hitting her. So does it actually tell me what her deflection is? No. If I remove that, and then I equip that, does that not tell me what the deflection is now? No, it doesn't. Interesting. Wonder if I move around here, whether that will start to calculate. Doesn't. It must be done on the fly then. Interesting. Oh, because it's ranged weapons. There. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, it's ranged weapons, so that's fine. The reason I'm saying it's ranged weapons, because it's only deflection against that, so it's not going to show up in the deflection stats, which is a bit weird on how you would actually see that. Anyway. These are really difficult to hit. I gave her a melee weapon, the one that grants Solitude. And Solitude gains concentration, because that way she can use her disengaged attack without being interrupted. If she gets stuck in there. I was considering upgrading her bow as well. But I think we're okay. I think we're okay with that one. Yeah, and that's about it. Yeah. Didn't take too long to go through. My worry was with doing inventory management, it was going to take forever. Now, this time we're heading off to Sayuka, because it is the next area we need to go to. And we'll do a quick look at the quests before we head in, just so that we can remind everybody about what's going on. Right, there we go. So, here are all of our quests. It's not a lot. So, Sorcerer and a Gentleman, the first one. This one is for Seraphim. We have to go and find Remaro, who is basically the person who raised him, took him in, his mentor, or more, and all of that sort of stuff. Painted Mask isn't one we do. Mapping the archipelago, the Razai Passage, is actually pretty much Sayuka in terms of area. Matter of Import is in Sayuka. And, yeah, this one's south of Sayuka. So, it should be fairly easy. Right, so Deadfire Merchant, Allworn. I'm just checking there aren't anybody so there's Fergus down here, but I think that is actually somewhere we're going to have to go later. Harungi, I don't think we have to kill. Des with a Shark. Okay. Get her. She is going right past Tasango, but it's alright. Are we going fast? We are now. Find ourselves. Oh good, we're actually going straight for him. Do we have any injured crew? No, wait, do we have the best crew? That one? I mean, obviously we always have the best crew, but, yes, actually have the best crew on. Fine. Right, we see the vessel, easy prey. Yeah, we're definitely stronger in terms of our vessel. I'm going to go full speed ahead, then I'm going to turn. Alright, they're turning, they want to fire. In which case, that's fantastic. Okay, they're firing. They fired straight after turning, so they might not hit with all of them. They did, though. Oh no, they missed one. We're going to hold... Well, we'll see what the chances of firing are. Actually, they're all really good. Oh no, oh, because it must just be jibe that lowers your chance of hitting. Okay, I'm going to use cannonballs then. We killed them in one go. One volley. Ooh. Wait. Why did their hull go to 0? We only did 7 damage to hull. Ah, your cannon tears through their ship, and we must have found a gunpowder store apparently. Oh. I don't think we earned that one, but okay. Sure. I'll take all. Where was that? Return to her in the Valiant Trading Company. Okay. Well, we might as well. You know, we're near Nekataka. Harungi. I figure out if there's any reason we want to attack this guy called Harungi. I don't know. Let's attack him anyway. Because he's very close. And I'm feeling strong after that one. That's fine. Oh, he has absolutely no strength. We're just going to turn. I turned the other way this time. Not sure if that's a good idea. Taking a while. Yeah, I don't know why ship battles take so long for them to decide what to do. It's a little weird. Okay. They're shooting. We got hull damage. Okay. Fire. And... miss, 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 miss. Excuse me? What is that? Okay. They held still and then fired. Okay. We want to hold position here. They're holding position. Alright, we can now fire. 80% chance to hit. Kill him this time, would you? We got a crit. Okay. Making damage. Hold begins to flood. And their hold is gone. Or their hull is gone. Yup. They're taken by the sea. And we'll have that. Not sure if we needed to get them, but it's a named person. And as far as I found, every named person basically just means that they're a bounty quest. So. Let's just go to Queen's Birth here. Not that far away. Just by running. The whole area is not that big either. So we should be alright. Right. So, let's get through the loading. I don't know. I can't really be that mad at loading time. I was just thinking there.
They were doing fine without our help.
Say you know. Go too long without release, you risk the bits getting all clogged up.
Ah. We can only watch and pray they help themselves.
Alright. But yeah, as I was saying, can't really be too annoyed at the loading times when you see the first games ones and they're just so long. Like these are much better. Anyway, hello.
Ak, my little privateer. You have news for me?
Enya folds her arms and tips her head. I dealt with Deswa the shark.
Perfetto. For once our service ships may take to the waters without fear. Knowing that is almost priceless.
She strains her back to support a sack of coins and lays it at your feet.
You've taken all the work from the louses of Queen's Birth, and I have nothing more to offer you, save this.
Hesitating, Enya sticks out her hand and tips her head to the side, wearing an awkward smile. Been a pleasure working with you. Alright. Well, that's that one done. Yet another quest off our list. We have no bounty quests whatsoever, except for the ones in Sayuka that I know exist, probably. And the ones down in the bottom right that I'm fairly certain exist. Because everywhere had a bounty quest. Oh. Well, we're here, you know? Might as well buy like 500 more of those. And probably... Where's the other one? Oh, it's rice. Yeah, 500 of those, and then, like, refill ship supplies. There we go. We have hardly any money again, but that's okay. By sea, we shall leave. Right. Now, we need to just go and equip that. I just noticed we weren't running low, but we're not... Well, actually, we still have quite a lot of both, but... Just wanted to make sure that we were really, really good. There we go. That's much better. We're now in the thousands, and it doesn't quite know how to show that on the screen. Okay, so to Sayuka we go. Right. Well, that's good. Done our first Sayuka quest. Let's just choose follow camera. Actually, what I could do is I can go just take me to... I'm not sure this is quicker. Oh, there we go. Wasn't really that much quicker at all, but that's fine.
Sayuka at last! I must go. Discovery awaits. Agrasima, Captain.
She bows to you. Now, what I want to say before I end the dialogue here and we get whatever is going to come next, there is not a, like, a town map for this place. So actually, I think it's very small. But anyway, goodbye. Or at least we didn't get a town map for this place. Is that it? Are we just done on that quest? She's gone to meet her contacts. I have to speak with the field master in Sayuka. So we've got field master's office, workshop, market, exit, longhouse. Yeah, not a lot at all, really, is there?
Welcome to Sayuka.
Oh, hello. Tebby. Sayuka. Oh, also this stuff's ours, apparently. Nice. Some hardtack and some alcohol. Hello.
You are welcome in Sayuka, traveler, as surely as the winds stir the sea.
The young Huana woman gives you a sunny smile that shows every one of her pointed teeth.
No. How many times must I demonstrate the proper way to greet a visitor?
The undersecretary makes an empathetic chopping motions with his hand, a snarl curling his thin lips.
I say, I must have forgotten again. Will you remind me of the line, Undersecretary?
We say clear skies, traveler. Simple, elegant, and no smiling. Do you understand, Greeter Tebe?
Can you repeat it once more? I want to make sure I've got it.
Tebby turns wide, innocent eyes on the undersecretary. The undersecretary opens his mouth to speak, but his expression abruptly clouds. He shoots a scowl at Tebby and elects instead to not dignify her joke at his expense. I guess it's not too... I'm guessing that she's not too happy at the Rawatayans being on the island at all.
Questions, traveler?
Or you tell me about Sayuka.
Sayuka, known to my people as Ribiri, is a colonial outpost of the Royal Deadfire Company.
Yeah, definitely pointed. Known to my people. Yeah. Okay. Tebby makes no effort to hide the boredom in her voice.
The island of Sayuka is the Royal Deadfire Company's center of engineering research and development in the archipelago. Our work is directed by Fleet Master Okaya, the youngest Rawatayan ever to hold the title. Best of her class at the Naval Academy in Tokoa, and a brilliant engineer, our Fleet Master.
Pride warms his voice.
You forgot to mention the giant sharks, Undersecretary.
Giant sharks?
Giant sharks, giant coral, giant trees, Akira. The only thing not bigger in Sayuka is us Juana.
She chuckles.
Small mercy.
The undersecretary mutters under his breath.
No one knows why things grow large in Sayuka, but there are all sorts of theories. Me? I think Gallowayne smiles on us.
Interesting that she didn't use the Juana's name for Gallowayne. But anyway, Tebby's cheeks glow with faint blush, the first authentic emotion you've seen cross her face.
Superstition is unbecoming of a Royal Deadfire Company officer, Tebe.
I say, it's a lucky thing I'm not one then.
Then why are you dressed like one?
Akira, I wonder the same every day.
Tebby tugs at the neck of her uniform and rolls her dark eyes at the undersecretary when she thinks he's not looking.
Tebe learns to perform her duties as a Rawatayan might.
The undersecretary straightens his back and squares his shoulders.
Her fellow Juana show a lamentable disinterest in the proper way of doing things.
He nods curtly in Tebby's direction.
Do not speak about me as if I am not here.
What is an undersecretary exactly?
A career sandal sniffer and busybody, so far as I can tell.
Tebby shrugs.
You ungrateful sag! I am the second in command to Fleet Master Okaya, the governor of your piddling little island, and I will not be mocked by a smart-mouthed idler like you!
The undersecretary's jowls quiver with barely contained rage.
So I have heard many, many times.
Tebby meets her eyes and raises her brows emphatically. Emphatically? Anyway, is it just me or is this guy terrible?
You don't know the half of it.
An impish smile plays at the corner of her mouth. Everybody did like that. Oh yeah, that one killed.
What was that, Greeter Tebe?
Surely just the breeze, Undersecretary.
Tebby's impish smile grows into a mocking grin.
You will call me Sir.
Akira, I certainly will not.
Alright, see you later. Well,
All this chasing after Aethys. It's brought back memories of the Saints' War.
okay, Ed here. It's your time to talk.
Just how scared everyone was, mostly. Everybody put on a brave face, made all these claims about what they'd do when they met a god in battle. There was no sadder sight than a group of us talking big, trying to outdo one another. Even the fella that led us, he used to say he knew all these different ways you could kill a god, if you were so inclined. Of course, at night he'd grind his teeth so hard it sounded like he was chewing rocks, in case you were curious if he really had it in him.
He shrugs. We weren't sent to kill Aethys.
Oh, I bet that'll be a load off his mind. Could be he'll suck out our souls more gently as a reward. Point being, the prospect of facing a god makes cowards of most all of us. And now, here I am again, on my way to meet Aethys.
His eyes flick upward, either a gesture towards the dawn stars or an eye roll.
Some ways I feel the same. Edgy, sick in my gut. But it's different this time. Might be because of you.
It's half muttered, spoken not quite in your direction. How's that?
We haven't gone to pieces yet, for one thing. At least not on the outside. You could have let it all end back at Cadnua, or even Gilded Vale. But you're still going, even knowing where we're headed. Haven't forgot who you are. Maybe you're not the most genuine of souls, but you've been in the right when it's mattered. At least the way I see it. There's part of me thinks we aren't gonna make it out of this. When I get to thinking like that, it helps to remember how you've held together. What do you think? We gonna survive all this?
Believe it. I'm not done living yet.
Whether or not I believe it, I like it just the same. I go back and forth myself. Every time we see one of those big footprints, it reminds me not to get too excited. There's a good chance we die out here, halfway across the world from anywhere I ever called home.
Edir's eyes trace a nomadic path as he looks at your surroundings, seeming never to find a comfortable place to settle.
But if I can face it like you, maybe it doesn't matter.
He gives you a quick nod. Some of the tension in his face seems to recede. Been good having you along.
I mean it. Don't know where I'd be right now if you hadn't come through Gilded Vale that day. I'll tell you what, though. I'm not one for big promises.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and looks you dead in the eye.
But I'm gonna beat up as many people and monsters as it takes to get you your life back. You got my word on that.
He smiles with one side of his mouth and gives you 2 heavy swats on the shoulder that reverberate up and down your spine. Good to have Edir with us. He's always, he's the rock of our party, which is perfect, because that's what we need as a tank. It's just, he is our perfect companion currently. Who are you? You look like you want to sell me something. But first of all, Stray Cat. Yeah. Ooh, Bernhard. Okay. So, let's see what we got here. 1 intellect, a bonus to ranged weapon damage. What's our current one? I think it's perception, right? Insight and metaphysics. Oh. No, we'll have Bernhard. We'll replace our dog at last with our cat. Fantastic. I like the ranged weapon damage quite a lot. Hello. You find a man dressed in worn, dirty leather armor. His long, scraggy beard is encrusted with salt. His curling hair has clearly not seen a comb in some time, and the toenails of his bare that should be feet, right? Are cracked and torn. The only thing of any value he carries is an amulet.
Oh, greetings.
He hesitates a moment before saying more.
Might I help you with something?
Tell me about yourself.
I suppose.
He looks at you quizzically, perhaps unsure why you've asked him such a personal question.
I was a proud man once, a gold pack knight. Then I took a job and it went poorly. I could no longer stay with the Order after that.
His eyes take on a faraway look as he remembers.
In the years since, I have wandered the length of the Deadfire, dedicating my life to self-discipline and abstination from worldly distractions. It is only through suffering that the soul becomes strong. Do you understand?
I see.
I should hope that you do, young man.
Could you teach me what you've learned in your years wandering the Deadfire?
You would ask an old man to share his wisdom? Well, I suppose I could. For 3,000 copper.
Here you are.
Thank you, traveler.
He tells you what he learned about making and keeping a bargain in his years as a gold-packed knight, showing you how to tell when a merchant knows his wares are of poor quality or overpriced. When he's satisfied you won't get fleeced by the next back alley charm dealer you come across, he sends you on your way. We've learned his training. Nice. Also, I think that might have been Edier's voice actor. I'm just, like, they sounded very similar in some of the accent bits there. Matthew Mercer, that would be then, I think. Anyway, it just sounded familiar enough after just speaking with Edier. Anyway. It was just a weird thing, because I don't think I would have noticed it if we hadn't just spoken to Edier. I could be wrong, though.
I got this. I got this.
I just want to see. These papers are covered with figures, snippets of poetry, and letters to home. A carefully curated selection of Rawatai's finest spirits, and these book spines are cracked, and their pages much dog-eared. Right. Hello. Fleet Master Okaya stares with unwavering intensity at the small sea of papers strewn across her desk. She holds a pencil lightly in one hand and absently taps the tip of it against her lips. After a moment, a low hum escapes her throat. The sound ends with a harsh scoff, then she flicks her eyes to meet yours.
Artillery trajectory calculations. Terribly tedious and lamentably imprecise in a storm.
As she chews on the end of her pencil, her gaze grows distant, like she's watching something behind you.
Ah, but the numbers distract me. Where are my manners? You must be the watcher the Hazanui sent. You found me with a rare spare moment.
Who are you?
Did you not read the name on the door before you came in? You do know you're in the office of the Fleet Master, I hope.
Yeah, well, I kind of meant who are you in a general sense.
Ah, you meant to ask why I'm important enough to have my name on a door.
Yeah.
I'm a fleet master of the Rawataian Navy stationed at Sayuka, a research colony of the Royal Deadfire Company.
Impressive title.
To one unfamiliar with the Rawataian Navy, perhaps. But mine is an administrative position. I see to the smooth running of Sayuka. Of course, it'd be a sight easier if there weren't the coral to contend with.
Yeah, I don't see any boats or any fleet.
You misunderstand. I don't command ships. I command this port. Rawataian vessels docking here are under my protection, but I don't tell them where to go. That's the Hazanui's job.
I see. Okaya nods and looks briefly at her desk, distracted by a table of figures. As she reads, she twirls her pencil between her fingers, stopping briefly to take a few brief notes. She appears to have forgotten you entirely. Hazanui Karu asked me to deliver some cargo to you.
I've received a report from the dockmaster stating as much. The Royal Deadfire Company appreciates your swift delivery of our cargo.
A cheery smile brightens her otherwise serious features. You're going to say nothing about the smugglers.
Well?
She raises an eyebrow.
I've received a report from the dockmaster stating as much. The Royal Deadfire Company appreciates your swift delivery of our cargo.
Excuse me? Am I caught in a loop? Did the dockmaster mention anything else?
No, I don't see... Oh, there's a note here at the bottom. It's very small. What does it... Oh. Please accept my apologies for your... difficulties. I'll see that the cargo bathes immediately.
She pinches the bridge of her nose and exhales deeply.
The Hazanui's missive suggested you might be able to help us with an issue at port.
Go ahead.
You may have noticed the outsized coral in the harbor.
She gestures to the docks just beyond her office door. Yeah?
There's something unnatural about the coral's growth. About everything on this island. And no matter how we trim it back, it only grows larger. My engineers deduce that the origin of this disturbance is somewhere off the coast of Sayuka, and I'd like you to investigate. Talk to Avera in the workshop if you care to learn more. I would be grateful for your help here, Watcher.
She gives you a sharp little nod, punctuated by the crack of her pencil against the desk, then returns to her work. Well, I want to ask you something.
Well?
What does the Royal Deadfire Company hope to achieve in the archipelago?
How much do you know of Rawatai, Watcher?
I've studied its history.
So you have a scholarly understanding. That's not worth nothing. You'll find we appreciate the spirit of inquiry in Sayuka, and in Rawatai.
She dips her head to you in quiet acknowledgement.
Well, I don't need to tell you that Rawatai is a stern mother, tempestuous and inhospitable. We have to trade for much of what we need, and the Huana have proven to be valuable partners. The Deadfire is markedly more comfortable than Rawatai. The archipelago is also an excellent place from which to study the storms of Andra's mortar.
She gestures broadly at the spyglass on her desk. Why are you here in particular?
Do you ask how I came to my position, or why I pursued it to begin with?
Okaya crosses her arms and leans back, guarded, but nonetheless curious. What drew you to your work?
No one's ever asked me that.
She blinks.
I suppose I've always had a persistent interest in engineering. Even as a child, I was dismantling my mother's guns just to see how they worked. Then I met Karu. Hazanui Karu. She encouraged me to take my skills to the Navy. So I did, even though I had no obligation to as the youngest of my siblings. We nurture our keen minds in Rawatai, you see. We don't let them piddle away their brilliance on frivolities. The bright and willing are supported, mentored, respected.
Hazanui Karu told me that you were one of the brightest minds in Rawatai.
Is that... Did she really say that?
A deep blush colours Okaya's face, giving her skin a gentle purple hue.
Pardon me, I'm not... I wasn't expecting.
She loudly clears her throat and looks away. How does somebody become a fleet master?
With a question like that, I might mistake you for a starry-eyed recruit.
He chuckles.
There's no secret to it. Just hard work, determination, a good deal of luck, and the right connections. A bit of ruthlessness can take the place of any one of those things, provided it's judiciously applied.
That's all.
Very well.
What is your take on the Royal Deadfire Company's relationship with the Huana here?
That's a weighty question.
She narrows her eyes, reassessing you. I don't see why it should be. No? She raises her eyebrows at your statement like she can't quite tell if you're being sincere.
It's a reasonable inquiry, I suppose. The Huana are pliant enough and willing to work hard when properly motivated. We have as much right to this land as they do. If they plan to do nothing with it, it's our duty to steward it for them.
How can we make plans over the roar of cannon fire? We are too busy moving our families from bought or claimed islands.
Takehu turns away in disgust. Yeah, you tell her, Takehu. Some of the Huana seem unhappy.
They'll adjust in time. Besides, it could be worse.
She looks at her desk, her mind quickly gone somewhere else. After a long silence, she hurriedly scribbles a note in the margin of one of her reports. Well, how do you feel if someone did the same to Rawatai?
They could certainly try.
Okay. Well, do you miss Rawatai?
Every day. The wild coasts. The merciless winds. Their lack is like a missing limb.
She looks away a moment, embarrassed by her forthright confession.
Rawatai will always be there. And the work we do here, that's what matters now.
Okay, farewell. Right, well, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching, and next time, we're going to go and find Seraphine's friend somewhere in Sayuka. See you then. Goodbye.